Good morning, adventurers.
Good morning.
From up here in Cairns. We are up kind of near the northern tip of Australia, but there is still so much of this country that we haven't seen. So today we are heading down to Melbourne, which is one of the other cities that we wanted to see before we leave. Of course, we don't have time to see all the cities. We wanted to go to Western Australia, but we're gonna have to save that for next time because we just didn't have the time.
Yeah, but so we'll go from almost the top on the east to almost the bottom on the east coast. So we're seeing a good little portion.
It's gonna be a little chillier down there, so we're told, so.
Yeah, every time we tell somebody we're headed down there from Cairns, they're like, it's chilly down there. I'm like, dang it, don't tell us that, because this is beautiful up here.
But we just came to a little cafe that's down the street from where our Airbnb that we've been staying in. Got a little bit of brekkie. What did I end up getting? I totally forgot. Bacon and egg sandwich.
The most boring
What do you have
sandwich.
here?
Turkey cranberry.
Very
Looks
nice.
like some veg on there too. Ooh, and a latte.
We're gonna have hopefully a nice chill travel day. We're gonna head to the airport after we smash this, and then we're gonna be off to Melbourne. Made it to the airport, plenty of time to spare. We are all checked in, super easy. We're gonna be flying QANTAS today, which we have grown to love QANTAS.
Yes.
We've flown them a couple times and had really good experiences.
They give you a free bag check, which is amazing because we try to sneak our bag on sometimes, but it's always technically over the weight limit. So this is nice. You don't have to pay extra and you get peace of mind.
Yeah, and we've had pretty good food on QANTAS in the past, so
Yeah, I
hopefully
think
that
they
continues today.
Typically feed you and maybe even give you a free glass of alcohol.
Yeah.
We'll see. Stay tuned.
But we're gonna head to security and we'll see you on the other side. We have got some time to kill before our plane boards, and we actually have a really cool sponsor for today's travel day that we wanted to tell you guys about.
AirHelp is this really cool service that we love because they help you get compensated for flight delays and cancellations.
They also compile a list that ranks airlines and airports based on a bunch of different factors.
Yeah, so things like on-time performance and quality of service so that they can help you decide which to choose.
For example, we mentioned that we're flying QANTAS today and how much we like them. They're actually one of the top ranking airlines on this list.
So who else do you think is in the top and who do you think is in the bottom? The answer may wow you. Okay, that was a lot funnier last month when Wow Airlines was actually an airline.
So click the link in the description to see if you picked the right airlines for the top and the bottom of the list. And also just go there to check it out because it's a really great resource to figure out the best airlines to fly and the best airports to visit.
And just remember, if you do pick a low-ranking airline, which happens to us sometimes, AirHelp is there to help you get your money back should you run into any claim issues.
Our flight should be boarding pretty soon, so we're gonna go hit the skies. So they don't really have a monitor on this plane, but they just announced that you can download their app and connect to their Wi-Fi. But our internet, our cell signal is very slow, so I don't know if we'll be able to actually download it before the plane takes off, sadly. So do that ahead of time. Download the QANTAS Entertainment app, that is the key. Is served, and we got the cheese and spinach pie.
It is in fact a superfood pie, apparently.
Oh, handmade with love.
It looks surprisingly legit, although it is very, very tiny for an entire lunch. It's pretty yummy. It's actually surprisingly flaky, and there's a bunch more vegetables in there than I thought there would be. I think there's like peas and maybe some carrots and stuff, definitely onion. It's very hearty, but still, I think this is more of a breakfast-sized pie than a lunch-sized pie.
Sadly, the wine wasn't included, but we just got our own anyway. Worth it.
Totally worth it.
It may not look like much, but I am completely blown away by this pie. It tastes super fresh and really legit considering it's airline food. Easily one of the best airline treats that I've had. I just wish it was bigger. That's my only complaint.
starting our descent, and before we land, they walked around and gave us some fantails, which if you guys do not know what that is, it is a delicious Australian treat. We actually did a whole video on Australian snacks. You should go back and watch it, because we tried these little guys.
They have little movie trivia on them.
Yeah.
They're a lot of fun. when the trivia isn't cut off.
Well, yeah, when it's not cut off, but they are super delicious, even if it is cut off.
We've arrived in Melbourne. We are getting really good at flights, you guys. I feel like we're sitting there and she says, oh, it's a 3-hour flight. And then all of a sudden, before I know it, we're landing.
I know.
It's like nothing.
Really easy. We didn't leave anything on the plane. Go
Which
us.
We've been doing. Well, not necessarily on the plane, but we've been leaving things behind, guys. We're trying to just make sure we're aware of all of our belongings.
We've just been moving so fast recently that, you stay one night in a place and the next morning you're trying to repack everything. It's just a frenzy. But hopefully we're at the end of our losing streak. But now we have to find a bus. I didn't quite look up where our Airbnb was before we landed and just realized I think it's going to be like an hour-and-a-half journey and multiple transfers. So let the fun begin.
Before we start the montage, we got to tell you, it is chillier here. Noticeably the minute you walk out of the airport, but it's not too cold, right?
No, everyone warned us, but I was secretly hoping it'd still be warm. It's only like light jacket weather, not too bad.
All right, now travel montage to our Airbnb begins.
We made it to some station. I think we're in the right place to catch our next train. But I have no idea, I'm just bumbling around, but hopefully I can figure it out.
The station is friggin' huge though. Huge. And there's all kinds of delicious food options, making us realize just how hungry we are.
So we are finally on the right track. We had to go to information and ask them because we were very confused. Apparently we were supposed to get a Mikey card. I think that's how you pronounce it. But the kiosk had no information about how much we needed to put on it or what it was exactly for.
And I guess you can't buy a single ride ticket. Or at least I couldn't figure out how to do it. You had to get the card. But all right, we got it. And our train's here, so we're good to go.
Hooray.
We've made it to our Airbnb. It wasn't really the most hectic travel getting here, but it was just long and 3 different buses and train combination.
We're gonna do an Uber, but the Uber was like 78 AUD. And then we were like, well, obviously we have to do public transportation because that's an absurd amount to pay.
Yeah.
It ended up costing us 60 AUD to get here via public transportation.
Yeah, but we did have to get those cards that we mentioned earlier, and I think those might cost like $4 or so.
Okay, I guess that's true.
But I still wish we would have just done the card, but you never really know because Google wouldn't tell us how much it all costs, so now we know. Probably just bite the bullet and take the Uber. But anyway, we've made it to our place. It's a bit out of the way of downtown, but that means it's nice and secluded. And check it out. It's super charming.
So cute. Yeah. It's very vintage. I love it.
But we were saying, this is just like our apartment in San Francisco, except imagine this bedroom isn't here. And that's basically our apartment. We lived in for 5 years.
We have a kitchen about that size.
Yeah.
And imagine this back corner is a closet that we slept in. There you go. Home sweet home. Who's hungry? I got so excited that I ran back. I'm a little out of breath. This here is dinner. We got here, we were so worn out.
There were ads for Uber Eats all over the city, so that's what we did. We've
been cooking a lot lately and staying in, and this sounded really delicious. Plus, I think we are going to watch the old Pet Sematary movie. Yes. Eric's been dying to get me to watch it.
Because there's a new one.
Yeah, there's a new one coming out. I've never seen the old one, so the plan is to do that, and then maybe when we're here in Melbourne, we'll actually go see the movie. We never see movies on the road. I just literally cannot get this bag open. That's why I'm talking so much. Also, for some reason, the couch is here in this Airbnb, and that's the TV. So unless we want a really sore neck, we're gonna have to do something different. Yeah. Ooh, these look nice. I had a nice shot all framed up, but then I've been messing with it. All right, we are going to dig into this and watch a little movie. Yes. Today was just kind of a travel day, so we wanted to keep the vibe going and tell you what our upcoming travel plans are gonna be. Oh my gosh. At least what we know so far. What we do know is that we are going to be going to Vegas after Melbourne. Yes. And when we lived in San Francisco, we went to Vegas all the time, and it's one of our favorite places on the planet, but this will be the first time we're gonna be filming there. Yes, so we're very excited. Stay tuned because I think we're gonna do some fun stuff, some comparisons of buffets there. And then after that, we will be popping down to Mexico, to Cancun. We filmed there a few years ago. It's been a long time. So we're gonna go back there, see some amazing beaches, and then we have decided that I think we're gonna go down to Colombia.
Yes, that is the plan so far. We've never been to South America, believe it or not. So this will be our first time there.
So we'll pop down there, and then after that, up to Canada.
We're planning on doing like a camper van road trip all through Canada, but we're still in the early stages of sorting that out. But stay tuned for when the details drop.
Yeah, but that covers the next, I think it's literally just a month of travel. We're gonna be moving around a lot, so we have a lot of fun content from all over the place. I think that's as far as we've gotten.
Yeah, that's as far as we've gotten, but yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But we're gonna have some fun adventures here in Melbourne coming up. So stay tuned for that.
Goodbye, adventures.
We'll see you on the road.